I needed to say, in the name of the government, in the name of the president, in the name of France, that tonight we grieve the memory of Ilan Halimi. Like we grieved him 14 years ago. France, through my presence here tonight, wants to say to every single person who makes a religious choice in this country that they must be and will be protected.
That was Christophe Castaner, the French Interior Minister. Damon Embling, our reporter, is in the studio to talk a bit more about this. Morning to you, Damon. Just give us a bit of the context, the background of anti-Semitism in France.
Well, this Ilan Halimi case was a very sad case which happened 13 years ago. It was the anniversary actually tomorrow, and this tree has been cut down ahead of that anniversary. Remembrance event was supposed to happen this week. And really what happened in that case all those years ago and ever since, with this number of incidents that we're hearing about, the Interior Minister saying it's gone up by 74% over the past year, his case is really a symptom of a much wider problem in France. Over recent years in particular, we've seen jihadists targeting Jews in France, and the Prime Minister of France was just saying in November last year that this had become a real big problem for the country, and he announced all sorts of plans to tackle it, including a network of magistrates and investigators and doing more in schools. But clearly this today is still really a big problem for France.
And what about this recent rise in 2018? What can we put that down to?
Well, it's a good question, and it's a really difficult question to answer. In the past, if you look at some of the analysis around some of the spikes in anti-Semitic acts in France and in other countries as well, some analysts have likened it to the conflicts that have been happening in the Middle East. So at times when there's been tension, for example, between Israel and its neighbours, some analysts have linked the spike in incidents to that. A couple of incidents that happened recently in Paris, actually over the past couple of days, just want to highlight those because it highlights the kind of talk that's going on around that, why this is happening. One of the incidents, the swastikas have been put on post boxes which are featuring portraits of the late Holocaust survivor Simone Weil, and also the German word for Jews was sprayed in yellow on a bagel bakery in Paris recently. Now, that was linked to the bagel bakery attack by one person. They were drawing a line between that and an arson attack recently in Paris, which the Gilets jaunes, the yellow vest movement, has come under suspicion for. That's the kind of talk that's going around. The bakery owner is saying it wasn't the yellow vest movement that was involved in that. But you can see that this is kind of some of the chat that's going on. Why is this happening in France right now? What we also know, Bal, is this isn't just a problem that's confined to France, the anti-Semitic acts. There was a report that was published just in December last year, which was a survey of 12 European nations, and it was talking about anti-Semitism being a really big problem in Europe, and Jewish people in particular living in Europe were really fearing for their welfare. And also what was really interesting was that it was highlighting that it's become such a problem, anti-Semitic acts, that people now don't even bother to report them.